Good morning, Al. Oh, that's Steve Meyer. Oh, that's Steve Meyer. I couldn't read it. Okay. Phone, you go over here upside down. I don't want to see you ringing.
Yeah, I'm about to do this.
It's time for Remodel Revolution Radio. And now, an award-winning contractor with over 40 years' experience. Here is Alex Guthrie.
Welcome to my show. Every day is a gift, and I sure appreciate you spending some time with me. We are, you can catch us on www.remodelrevolutionradio.com. Catch that website, and you can get us on Twitter at Remodel Rev, and also catch that podcast at Spreaker and Spotify and TuneIn. And Remodel Revolution Radio on Facebook Live if you're not already here. And if you're listening at 6:20 a.m. from 9 to 10. And check out my blog. That blog is, I post weekly on the blog, sometimes daily. It kind of depends on my mood. And sometimes it's just kind of depends on who I'm happy with or who maybe I'm not happy with. It's just sort of depends on the day. The lines are open. Give us a call today, 800-281-8255. I've got a special guest in the studio with me today, Jake. Jake is in the house. Jake with the Glass House. I've been looking forward to this for a while. We've had a time getting together because Jake's got kids, and kids take Saturdays, and getting Jake in here on a Saturday, well, it's been kind of a chore. And then in the next hour, we're going to have our episode 2 of our Women in Construction. We're going to have my good friend Lisa Dritschler with McClintock Homes. And that is going to be fantastic. That's our Women in Construction series. And next week, we're going to have Pierrette Tierney from Park City, Utah. And she will be our guest. And she's another amazing lady. And she'll be paving the way for, these women are paving the way for future women in construction. They have been just kind of like pioneers in the construction industry, and they're still pioneering the way. And so I'm really honored that they're coming in and being part of this show. But first, as always, is our green tip. Our green tip is brought to you by Hargrave Foundation Repair. The original Hargrave, established in 1968. Time to check your air filters. The average air filter is designed to last around 3 months, but most of us don't check them nearly often enough. What happens when you don't? The inside of your system gets covered with dirt and dust and waste. Microbial bacteria. That's the stuff we produce when we breathe. The coils don't properly dry, and moisture collects, creating the perfect environment for microbes that will eventually get broadcast back into the air you and your family are breathing. Right now, in the heat of summer, if you live in an area of the country that requires air conditioning, you might be running up to 12 to 15 hours a day. Your air conditioning might be running up to 12 to 15 hours a day, particularly if you're in an area that, like I live in, that is super hot and humid. Think about that on your way to the hardware store. So change those filters regularly, because all of that stuff that's hitting, that gets through the filter, it gets through to the coils, and it starts creating problems in your system, and it quits filtering and starts affecting the way your system runs, particularly the efficiency of it. So, are you needing some foundation work done on your home? You seeing some cracks around the house that are making you nervous? What if I told you Hargrave Foundation Repair will pay you to give them a quote? They'll pay you. They'll pay you to let them give you a quote. That's right. Here's the deal. Give Randy and Chris and Caleb a call. Tell them you heard it from me, and you'll get a $25 Home Depot card when they hand you your quote. That's a deal you won't get anywhere else. So give them a call at 972-442-3415 and tell them Alex made you do it. Or contact them at www.hargravefoundation.com. And now, the Builder's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Windsor Door, where the pros go for garage doors. www.windsordoor.com. So are you building a deck and getting ready for the fall weather? When prepping the ground after the posts are set, rake out the debris and clean out any lumpy dirt or old wood cutoffs. Make sure and put bug shields around every post or mound, or mound up the concrete so that water will drain away from the post. Slope the dirt away from the house foundation so water doesn't get trapped and puddle near the house. Now, this is a builder's tip. These are all tips that I write myself because I'm so ingenious and brilliant. Jake's over here smiling because he knows it's true. I've built lots of decks, and believe me, when I was a young guy, I built a lot of them wrong because I got the calls back. And there's a lot of reasons to clean out the dirt and debris from under the deck. For one thing, if you leave the wood under there, guess who gets it? The termites. It's like little appetizers for them. But also, you need to clean out all of the uneven, when you're digging out posts and you're walking around it and it gets muddy and you're digging those holes, you're dumping concrete in it, and it's hot outside, and there's all this junk that ends up under that deck before you build it. You need to clean that up, rake out all that stuff, clean up the ground, get it level or sloped, actually, so that water doesn't collect under it. That water turns into mosquito haven. When it rains, that water turns into, or that ground turns into like a marsh, and the mosquitoes will breed like crazy. And you're just sitting there trying to enjoy a nice evening on your new deck, and guess what you hear, other than the soft music and candles? Buzz. Well, here's a couple tips. Make sure and slope the ground properly underneath to prevent standing water that'll promote mosquitoes. It's also a good idea to install a layer of 6 mil plastic or plant barrier to prevent plant growth. It's also a good idea to install screening on the underside of the decking by applying it to the top of the joist before the decking is installed, using proper techniques to protect the screen from ripping. So here's the trick. Before you put the decking down, take some screening, whatever kind of screening you want to use, lay it down as you're going, attach it to the decking as tight as you can, and then deck on top of it. You might want to put some little strips of foam or something on top to keep it from ripping as you're screwing in the decking. But man, you'll be really glad you did that. It'll really help keep all kinds of little critters from coming up through that decking, including those little critters with wings and little needles on their nose, if you know what I'm talking about. You'll be glad you did that. So take good care. Also, along the house, if your deck is attached to your house, right along the house, you want to make sure that you've sloped something away from the house, dirt or something, excess dirt you pulled out, whatever, slope it or put it against the house so it slopes away. So when water goes against the house, the water goes away from the foundation and doesn't collect there. Because remember, once you've covered that deck, you're not going to be getting back under there. That's my tip of the day. The builder's tip of the week, brought to you by Windsor Door. Are you thinking about a new garage door? Or do you need your garage door service? Hearing a little too much squeaky when it opens? Maybe a certain teenager backed out before it was all the way up? We've all seen that happen. Well, these things happen. Not to fret. Give my friends at Windsor Door a call, and they'll take great care of you. That's www.windsordoor.com. So, when is it the wrong time for a homeowner to interfere with a project? Keep dealing with this. I'm dealing with it a lot. I'm hearing about it a lot. And I'm coming rapidly to the conclusion that there's free bids. There's no cost. You can call a service. It's all over TV. Dial this number, go to this website, get a list of names. They'll come out for free. They'll give you a free bid. No big deal. And it doesn't matter if you already have a contractor. Who cares? And so what happens is the homeowner, maybe they're doing it for various reasons. I don't know why all the time. I know why some of the time. They're competing with their builder. And it's a problem. It's becoming a chronic problem with a lot of people for a lot of reasons. I have a friend, he's building a house for a couple, and he notices that the brick mason that he's hired, he's a builder, brick mason, he's not doing a very good job. I mean, he's not doing a very good job at all. So my friend, he tells the homeowner, I'm going to fire this guy. This guy's doing a really bad job. He's not very far into it. I don't want to keep him on. I'd rather just stop now before he gets too far into it. Let's find another brick mason, and before it's too far along, let's replace this guy. Homeowner goes apoplectic on him, goes crazy, goes ballistic. No, there's already been some delays. I don't want to delay this any longer. This is a horrible idea. Don't fire the brick mason. Just make him do it right. My friend says, I've been doing this 40 years, man. I know what I'm talking about. You can't make people do things right. They either know how to do it right, they want to do it right, they're going to do it right, or they're not. And I'm telling you, this guy, I've been trying to get him to do it right, and he's not listening. He's not going to do it. So let's just get rid of him, get another guy. He's only got about 4 or 5 rows of brick up. It's not too late. We're not too far into it, blah, blah, blah. Homeowners, crazy, but no, don't do it. Don't fire him. So finally, the builder just says, okay, okay, we won't fire him. We're not going to fire him. We'll just keep him on. I'll try, but you're going to have to live with the consequences you're not going to let me fire him. I got to move on to other things. I'm building a whole house for you, not just doing the brick, blah, blah, blah. So they keep the brick mason going. Well, of course, time goes by, and the more brick gets up, more brick gets up. It's looking worse and worse. The more brick gets up, the worse it looks. Nobody's happy. Homeowner's not happy. Builder's not happy. Homeowner comes up to builder. You need to fire that brick mason. That brick looks terrible. That's abysmal. That is the worst looking brick job I've ever seen. When we come back, we're gonna talk some more about this story and why the homeowner cost himself a whole lot of money. You're listening to Remodel Revolution Radio. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls, doors that won't close, give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordor.com. You know, I taught him that step, that moon step. I did. Yeah, he did. Pull that microphone up. There you go. I taught him that. He didn't know nothing until I taught him how to dance. Hey, so anyway, my friend is, I was telling the story about my friend who's a builder, and he's building for these people, and they don't want him to fire the brick mason, even though the guy's doing a terrible job. Then they come up and they realize that my friend is right, and you can't make a person that just is inherently bad at what he does. All of a sudden, you can't change persons from being whatever they are to what you want. You can't mold people, right? So at the end of the day, my friend, of course, he was right and the homeowner was wrong. And the homeowner comes up and he says, get rid of the brick mason. It's terrible. Get rid of him. Well, here's my point of this whole story. And this is in my blog, and this is will be posted up on the podcast next week, because I did a really nice podcast of this whole story that's in much more detail. During this whole time that they're unhappy, what they're doing on the weekends is they're calling people from blank list and getting those free bids behind the builder's back. So they're going and they're getting these other masons to come in and give them quotes, and, making sure that they all agree with them, that the brickwork's terrible. And they're getting quotes on tearing it down and redoing it. And then they call the builder and they go, let's have a meeting. You're not doing your job. Quality control is your job. That's your problem. We don't know why you let it go this far. Here's 6 quotes we got that didn't cost them anything. And this is how much it's going to cost. And we expect you to pay for it. Okay. Well, now my buddy, he's been doing this a long time. This ain't, this in the, this is the first road. He didn't just come off the turnip truck, as they say, and fall off a turnip truck. So they signed a contract, and he pulls that contract. He's already had a third party inspector over there, and the third party inspector gave they've gone through all this stuff. He pulls out the contract. He says, look at paragraphs such and such, section such and such, blah, blah, blah. That part right there says that you are not to have anybody on this project without my expressed written permission. So you have breached the contract. Right? Now, you have to have that in a contract, because a builder has to protect itself against this very thing. And so what happens? The homeowner, if they want to change this brick, they really ended up costing themselves about $30,000. That's what it's going to cost to change this brick. And this is not, I'm not anti-homeowner, and I'm not anti-blank list. My point of this whole story is, and if you read the blog and you listen to the podcast that's coming up, there's another story that I include in it with some people I'm dealing with. And it's about how some people are weaponizing these free quotes that they're getting, and they're using them against these builders. And they're thinking that they're watching HGTV and they're watching all these shows, and they're thinking, this is so easy. I'm getting cheap bids. And these people I'm talking to these people, and they know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing. What do I need a contractor for? I don't need that guy. And boy, are there some nightmares. And I'm talking to not only suppliers and contractors and vendors, but they're having some serious nightmares on some of these projects where there is not a central person in charge. There's not a contractor or a supervisor where the homeowner is coming in and deciding that they can handle that part of the project, because, they're talking to these people. It doesn't cost them anything. They're nice folks. I talked to so-and-so. He's really a nice tile guy. And he said he could be here in 3 days. Really? He gave me the price that I really wanted, and he could be here in 3 days. I don't want your guy. I want my guy. Well, the problem is, he's working for the homeowner. He's not working for the contractor. And he doesn't care what the contractor says. And so I call it in my piece, I call it anarchy on the job site, because that's exactly what it is. Nobody's really in charge. And so the guy in the middle, the person in the middle, doesn't really know who to take directions from. And that is a big problem. And it's particularly a big problem at the end of the project when nobody is accountable for the inevitable problems that always come up. And we're going to take a quick break after at the bottom of the hour. And when we do, we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Jake. And Jake ends up at the end of the project. Jake's the glass guy. He's one of the last people in there. Jake sees it. Jake knows exactly what I'm talking about. And he's looking at me like, Alex is a genius. And he's a really good-looking genius. Jake knows what to say. It's the hair. He says it's the hair. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more Remodel Revolution Radio. Don't go away. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all, and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordor.com. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat. Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls? Doors that won't close? Give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Today's commentary was brought to you by Dallas Builders Association, your trusted source for local experienced builders and contractors. www.dallasbuilders.com. Thank you, dallasbuilders.com. You're awesome. And now I want to introduce my first guest, actually, Jake King of the Glass House in Dallas. Hey, Jake.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. Come on up on that mic a little close. There you go.
All right.
How you doing?
Wonderful.
Did you enjoy that?
I did. There's a lot of truth in there.
You could relate to that.
I can
that
relate.
Last part, couldn't you?
Yes, sir, for sure.
Yeah. Let me get you a little on that mic there. There you go. That'll work. So when you get in at the end of the job, you see, for the end of the job dramatics. That's when this stuff. So you and I were talking during the break, and and this has nothing to do with any of the notes I made about our conversation, but I think that you can probably relate to this. I have noticed in the last few years, and that's what Remodel Revolution Radio is all about. There's been this big shift in the remodeling industry in the last really probably 10 years, but I've really noticed it in the last 5 or 6 years. And I think it's with your age group of people, and it's the accessibility. It's accessibility on the internet, and that's what I'm seeing. Amazon. It's not just these lists that you can get, Angie's List and whatever these referral services are. It's Amazon, and it's your ability, all of our ability to go and order things and have them in a few days on Amazon and wherever you order them. So it's these online services. And so I'm having people call me, and this is a huge change from tradition. And younger people are calling me saying, and they're all these connected people because they never look at me when I'm in their house. They're always looking at their phone.
They'll text.
Yeah, they're just texting away while we're talking. And they are asking me to do a project in their house, but they don't want me to be a contractor. They want me to be some different kind of person. They want to order the material. They want to pay the subs, and they want me in there as a sort of a manager, sort of a superintendent. And what was the first thing you said when I told you that?
Who's going to warrant it?
That's right.
Yeah. What happens when that product goes out?
Who's gonna warranty that? And then I said to you, and who are you going to call? And this is what I say to them: who are you going to call when you have a problem? Who's in charge?
Mm-hmm.
It's the first thing I say to them: who's in charge? Because if you think you're not going to have a problem, then you're living in a whole another parallel universe, because you will. And if you're not paying me for that privilege, don't call me, because you're going to have those problems. So that happens. So what happens when you tell me some experiences you have? You walk in, you're the last guy in. My clients will go, "When are we putting in the mirrors?" And I go, "He's the last guy in."
Yeah, which is also one of the most stressful parts of my job, just because everybody's ready for that job to end.
Uh-huh.
And obviously they can't use the shower without glass there.
Right.
And there's lead times, and people don't seem to understand when they drag their feet on the front end.
And you're the guy they blame. So you're the guy.
We're usually there to blame.
You're the guy that when the owner's complaining, what's taking so long? Well, the contractor goes, the glass guy. Of course. Who else? You're convenient. Thanks, Jake.
Yeah. Now I realize I'm your scapegoat. Makes sense. Yeah.
And you don't even look like a goat.
Oh, thanks.
So a lot has changed in the glass. Glass, I was thinking this morning how there's so many things in our world that we just kind of take for granted. And it sounds kind of trite, but glass is one of them. In our just if you think about it in your house, windows and the glass in your shower, all these things, your mirrors, all these things. Glass is a huge part of our life.
Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Did you invent
That's
it?
how I eat. No.
Yeah. But a lot has changed. And let's just take a bathroom, for instance. Let's take a shower enclosure. And so it used to be a really basic thing where they would take glass, put it between some ugly steel frame that had some kind of silver coating on it that it would eventually rust out. And that was it. In the 50s and 60s, It was just sort of a functional thing that kept water out. But now it's like, it's art.
Yeah, correct. Especially with the showers, with the as you were talking, the evolution of the shower. Just it used to be just patterned glasses, but what we're seeing now is 95% is going to be clear or ultra clear glass, because you don't want a wall in your shower. You want to see that tile now. You want your bathroom to look open and not closed up like it used to, and that's the important part of our work.
Well, and there's other things that are making it even better, and that's the coatings on the glass that you can get now.
Yeah, so you can get some coatings that help make the glass easier to clean and helps bead the water off.
So it's the same stuff that, like, when you're at the gas station and they run up and they start going, sir, can I? Then they squirt it on your windshield and you're going, get out of here, get out, leave me. And they're squirting it on your window. No, it's only $30 a bottle. What's that? Rain-X, yeah.
But it works.
It works. Yeah. And so you can get that in the factory, and you can get like a 10-year warranty on that stuff.
I don't really know the warranty. We don't do a lot of that coating, just because it is kind of subjective.
Well, I just did for a client.
Okay.
And they got, I think they can get a 10-year warranty on it in the factory, and like a 3.5-year warranty, something odd, 3.5-year warranty if they do it on site. Of course, it's got a little off gassing, things like that, but it works. And it's particularly important because our showers now are big. Our showers aren't little. You're going in and putting in big old pieces of glass.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
it's hard to clean.
It's hard to clean. How big of a piece of glass can you put in a shower? How big have you done?
Well, this is the part that my boss is probably going, uh-oh, Jake.
Come on, Jake.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. He won't fire you.
So that is kind of a misleading question, just because it all depends on how we can get it in there, if there's notches. But we try to stay under 50 square feet, because at that point we can still warrant that piece of glass. If you go over 50 square feet, which is a really big piece of glass, you kind of take it as is. So there might be more tempering, bowing. There might also be imperfections in the glass that they just can't cut out when it's below 50 square feet. So
thickness. Can you get to a thicker piece? I mean, what, half-inch glass? How thick a piece of glass would you put in a shower?
For frameless showers, we stick to either 3/8 or half-inch.
That's half-inch is thick. That's like bulletproof.
Well, it's typically we will stick those in the master shower, and secondary baths we'll use 3/8.
Can you load up anything on glass, or does it just have to stay on its own? I mean, you can't put anything on glass like robe hooks or anything like that, or can you?
Yes, sir, as long as we know beforehand. Because once we would have to have the hole through that glass before we temper it.
So I have a client right now that has a shower door that they want to sort of be out suspended, and how
House. Yeah.
You know how the architect designed it. It's like he wants it to float in midair. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to work. But you guys have the ability to do some really interesting things with glass. Glass is this interesting kind of design barrier where, like on this one, the owner was really upset because the glass company wanted to put a piece of metal above it. And I said, well, we'll just replace that with a piece of glass, like a piece of venting glass or something. It becomes such a design element now instead of just functional. And it's not only the glass itself, but it's the hardware. So how many different kinds of hardware are there?
There's quite a few. So you can put clamps on the hardware. I'm just talking specifically showers. Probably the most common is going to be clamps. We can use a channel top and bottom. And sometimes we can, the contractor, groove the bottom and get it in the top, but everything has to be mechanically fastened. You don't want anything just suspended out there. We want to give the appearance that it is, but our whole goal is to know. I mean, the glass is serious, so safety is
my favorite glass guy only has like 3 fingers on one hand.
Yeah, I thought I was your favorite glass guy.
Well, yeah, but this guy didn't need a ladder. He's like about 6'8".
Oh.
Yeah, you're a nice guy, but you have to do the low stuff. No, I actually had a glass guy that was so tall, but he seriously was missing. And I go, how did you lose your fingers? Well, I'm in the glass business, Alex.
Well, I have all 10 of mine.
Yeah. Well, this was before.
Safety first.
Yeah. I'm not sure he was always dealing with safety glass.
Absolutely.
Phone lines are open, 800-281-8255. Give us a call if you want to talk to Jake about glass or talk to me about something. Glass has glass frames and showers, and I'm kind of a little bit focused on that because that seems to be where most people in homes use glass. That is a big part of it. And the frames in the showers, now a lot of us can't afford frameless showers, as that gets into a really high price glass and high price installation. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so when you get but it's not the end of the world, because I'll give that price out to somebody and they'll kind of, when I get them back up off the floor, they'll go, okay, what do we do now? And I go, well, you go to a framed. We just change the way we're thinking about it. How many different kinds of metal do we have available? I mean, we've got a lot of different metal now. It used to be just like 2 or 3, and it'd be like, well, you can have gold or you can have chrome.
Yeah,
this year gold is in style.
Well, it's funny you say that, but gold is coming back. The satin brass is a trend that we're seeing really fast. But when it comes to shower types, there is a framed shower, a semi-frameless, which is 1/4-inch glass, so it's not as thick, but it's definitely a better price point.
Semi-frameless.
Yes, sir. So
what does that mean?
So the door itself does not have metal around it.
Oh,
so it kind of
it's a compromise.
It is the handle still goes through the glass. It looks nice. Then there's the frameless, but one of the things that's really hot right now is the steel showers.
Really?
Yes, sir. So we're making it look like it has divided light. Steel showers.
A steel shower.
Yeah. Again, it's not the most practical in the world, but it is a really neat look.
Well, we'll have to look that one up. I wasn't aware of that. No one's asked me for a steel shower yet.
Well,
so does it feel like you're in a cage?
I think it's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm sure you do.
Again, that's what feeds me. Yeah.
But cost wise, is it still just kind of back to the standards for practical for cost wise?
Well, so for the steel shower,
for any shower.
Yeah, so the steel shower definitely is going to be more expensive, but there's also some alternatives where we can overlay channel or to get that same look. But
let's switch gears here. We've got a couple minutes before our break. Leaded glass is something that I end up dealing with a couple of times a year in older houses that I work on, particularly houses built in the 30s and 20s and 30s, and the old leaded glass. And you guys are the only people I'll do leaded glass with. You're the only people in town I trust with it. You've got a leaded glass. I don't know if you call it a division. You got a couple of people that get leaded glass, understand it, because it's a craft. It's
true artist.
True,
yes.
It's an art.
Correct.
Yeah, and I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe 20, I don't know, in the 90s, I think, leaded glass or stained glass. There's a difference between leaded glass and stained glass, right?
Well, it's just the color glasses.
Okay.
So the process is the same.
Well, it became kind of a fad or a hobby kind of thing. They called it stained glass, where people were doing it in their garage, but it was like a little kit hobby kind of thing. And everybody, it seemed like every neighborhood had somebody that was doing it, and they would show up at the little art fairs and they'd say, I do stained glass. And they were cute. And, they would be, cute little things that people were doing. But it's not the same as what we're talking about. We're talking about, or that I'm talking about, old, real leaded glass that was done in Europe, and the Europeans brought here.
Mm-hmm.
That old art and that old trade craft that they brought with them, that the people in your shop do. And I want to talk a little bit when we come back from our break about how you find that glass, where that glass comes from, and the fact that you can still get that same glass, the same color, the same texture from Europe that was made 400 years ago, 500 years ago, something like that. Really old stuff. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Remodel Revolution Radio. We're revolutionary. We're coming from the world headquarters. Stay tuned. Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls, doors that won't close, give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordor.com. So you can still get glass that's the same color, same technique, the same way they did it 300 or 400 years ago. But you can get it at the Glass House in Dallas.
Hey, that's a nice plug. Thank you.
Well, occasionally, I'm with Jake King from the Glass House in Dallas. He so graciously accepted my invitation to come and spend the morning with me here and talk glass. And I really appreciate you being here with me.
Oh, thank you.
One of the things I've always loved about you guys is that I have to deal every now and then with some of the older homes that I remodel, stained glass windows. And that is such a delicate art. And it's hard to find. There's plenty of people that can tell me that they'll do it, but not very many people at all I actually trust with them. And so I always call you because your people get it. They're true artisans in stained glass windows, and that's harder and harder to find. There's a big difference between somebody that does it as a hobby for the art fair and somebody that actually does the real European style stained glass for an old window, the leading, the color, because you're not going and taking just little broken up pieces of glass that are funny, cute colors. You're going and getting the same stuff from Europe, from Germany,
or
right?
some
or wherever,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So America, so if you're in the old East Dallas area, a lot of that glass was from America. Then there's also a lot of German glass, and some of the older glass that was from America, those companies are still in business. So it's real easy it might not be the exact dilot of the glass, but
Sure.
It's really close because a lot of that glass is hand rolled or handmade. That each piece is different anyways.
So it's the technique they use to produce the glass, and you've got to know where to go to get it.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Right.
We have a lot of really good vendors.
But it's also when I take a window, and it's really a leaded window pane that I might take to you, and it might be in an old rotted out wood frame, or a lot of times I'll take it out of the frame very carefully, take it down to your shop, and it may have 2 or 3 broken out little glass panes in it. And sometimes you have to just fix something where you add some caning or something. The whole thing that makes that work is that I have to be able to trust your artisans to maybe add a piece of lead to it, a piece of caning, and that it will still look right. I may not be trying to match something, but trying to patch something, right?
Correct.
And so it's a judgment thing. The lead has to look right. The workmanship has to look right. And then often we're dealing with a piece of glass that may have a lot of deteriorated areas in it because it's old. And they're going to go back through and they're going to fix it. That's not an easy task.
Oh, no, it takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Yes.
And know-how.
Yes, sir.
Right. I mean, you don't just spend the afternoon doing that.
Correct. and plus there's a lot of different lead camings that are involved. So on these older houses like you're talking about where we're restoring a window, we'll use restoration lead or an embossed lead that would actually stick with that time.
So how do people get in touch with you and get this done?
Well, just our website, glasshouseproducts.com. We'll be glad to help answer any questions or let you know if the glass needs servicing, because a lot of times we'll go out to a house and we look at the lead and say, it's been in for 100 years. Let's keep it there. It might last another 50 years, even though it has a slight bow to it. Because we don't want to disrupt something that's been so beautifully preserved.
Well, I mean, a lot of times I tell people it's been there a long time. There's really no reason to think it's not going to continue to stay there.
Absolutely.
Just because you think it's old. And so Glass House does all kinds of glass. You do that, and this is what sets you apart from other people, though. It's that you do restoration on stained glass, and then you do all kinds of modernistic type things. And you tell people where your showroom is.
Yeah, so we're down in the design district of downtown Dallas. We're at 919 Dragon Street, and we chose that spot because we are very architecturally and designer driven. which means that we don't like to say no a lot. We like to try to find a solution to get that glass in your house.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you'll need to be on Facebook to stay with the show. If you're leaving us from 6:20 a.m., I hope you'll jump over to Facebook and continue, because the next hour is going to be fascinating. I'm going to have Lisa Dritschler from McClintock Homes, and we're going to interview her. She is a amazing lady who's going to be episode 2 of our Women in Construction series. I'm looking forward to having her very much. And also, don't forget www.remodelrevolution.com. Check us out. Leave us a message. Also, if you want to leave a question at 469-629-9202, any time of the day or night, any day of the week, we'll read it on the air because we love you. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
It's time for Remodel Revolution Radio. And now, an award-winning contractor with over 40 years' experience. Here is Alex Guthrie.
Welcome to Remodel Revolution Radio, hour number 2. I am so honored to have my good friend Lisa Dritschler with McClintock Homes. And this is episode number 2 of my series, Women in Construction. I have been in this game a long time, as has Lisa. And I know that she has seen, as I have, a huge change in women's roles in this business in construction. And if a woman has been able to survive in this business for 25 years or however long, any real length of time, and as a builder or as just a salesperson, and I know many of them, it is quite a feat, because this is a male-dominated business, like it or not. It's just what it is. And particularly at the top, particularly if you look back in history, you'll see that all of the architects, designers, and builders have always been, the celebrated ones have always been men. They never talk about the roles the women play. They talked about the roles the men play. But that's been changing, because women have integrated into this business more and more and more. And thank God for that. Now, you'll probably really appreciate what I'm about to say. And I've told people this for many years, actually, that I can walk into a house and I can almost always tell you when a woman has designed a kitchen versus when a man has designed a kitchen, particularly kitchens designed in the 80s and 90s.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And let me get you right up on that microphone. And you can pull it to you. And there's just a huge difference. And it really started when we started building houses for people to live in.
Right.
Right. And instead of just a house that was just a functional place for people to sleep in.
I would agree with that. I think that women think about the livability. How does it flow? Do I have enough storage? Is there an outlet for me to plug my hairdryer into? Right?
Right.
Is there a place to put the vacuum cleaner? So we try and think of those things when we design our floor plans and make sure that it lives properly, that you can actually live in it and have the space that you need and where you need it.
And raise a family.
And raise a family.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And also, women started working.
Yes.
Right.
That's right.
So there became a time, like maybe, I don't know when it was, really, I was raised by a mother with a son, that would be me, and 4 daughters.
Wow.
That was it.
That was a fun household, wasn't it?
My dad was gone by the time I was 6 years old. So she was, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Never a dull moment in that house, trust me. And but you know, that was a woman that worked every day hard, and that was in the 50s and 60s. And so that's my point, being that women started working to raise their families. Probably in the 60s, women started working outside of the home. This is my point.
Right.
And that changed the dynamics of how we had to start thinking about how we lived in a house.
I could see that. I think that, you know, since that time, you know, the house is the heart of the family. It's, you know, and there's 2 ways people feel about their home. Either I'm going to live here forever and I have all these memories and I don't want to leave because I'm attached to this home, or it's just shelter. And, you know, now today's average is 7 years that someone lives in a home before they sell and go to another house, sometimes in the same community.
Which is amazing, because my generation, generations stayed in the house.
Right.
That's a huge shift. Now, why is that?
Well, I think it goes back to the American dream of home ownership.
Uh-huh.
You know, the the idea of owning your own home and owning the land. Owning land's a huge thing in the world. To own land in the United States is if you're a foreigner, is amazing to a lot of people. So it's a big deal to own it. So that was that kind of that home ownership pride that came along. But now you see millennials staying at home longer and living with their parents until they're out of college and they come back to the home, or you have an aging parent who needs to live with you. So you see more of the nucleus of the family has grown.
That's true.
So the needs of the house change too. But what's happened along that period of time with women in the construction industry is it's becoming more and more acceptable to have women working in all different types of industries, including construction as well.
It's expanded,
right?
Because the women's roles in construction have expanded. It's gone from the designer, the secretary, the typical sort of feminine type thing, to more of a leadership corporate.
It has. There are opportunities for women to do whatever they enjoy doing. And I use those words very, very specifically. To be a female in the construction industry requires really thick skin. You've got to have some thick skin to put up with what you're going to put up with, and the challenges are going to come your way. And you just have to know that they're going to come, and you just be ready to accept it. It's going to happen.
Well, it's not only a gender issue. There's a lot of cultural.
There's a lot of cultural issue. There is. Just depending on where you're at in the nation, there are some challenges there as well.
Well, if you're, and depending on the role you're playing.
That's
because
right.
If you're out on a project and you've got a multicultural crew,
right?
Depending on how deep-seated those cultural guys are, deep-seated their beliefs are, they treat women differently from different cultures than you're accustomed to. That's always been, that's how it's going to be.
It is.
Good or bad, you got to take it the way it is.
It is. But the best thing you can do, and that's happened to me on a job site before. I've been on a job site and I've had a framer who wants to look down upon me. I'm the one signing the check.
Right.
And you know what I do? It's kind of humbling. You have to be humble in this industry. You really do. You never burn bridges. The industry is way too small. Someone knows someone you're going to know, or you're going to meet 5-10 years from now. It's just going to happen. But you just have to really humble yourself, and you have to go up and introduce yourself. If it's someone new that you haven't met before, you have to. If it's a new crew that they've sent over, you go over and say, "Cómo te llamas? Me llamo Lisa. ¿Cómo estás este día?" and you start having a conversation with them, and you respect them. And to me, it all comes down to how you treat other people and how you respect other people. And if you take the time to acknowledge that they know more about framing than you do, or the mason knows more about his trade and his art and his craft than you do, and you acknowledge that, and you ask them questions and you learn from them, because you don't know it all.
Right.
No way you can know it,
right.
what a master electrician knows.
Right. Well, none of us do.
None of us do.
Right.
But we know enough for what we need to do our jobs well, right?
Right.
So when you acknowledge those guys for what they do as the expert in their craft, in their field, and you ask the questions and you're trying to learn from them, it's very humbling to you, but it also shows those guys respect.
Yes.
And the fact that you want to know their name. So the next time you're on the job site, you're like, hi.
Like you would anybody.
Like you would anybody
right.
else. They are small business owners too. They just have a different kind of business than we do. But they work, yoked evenly. They're hand in hand. You can't do one without the other. So to me, it's, I treat them just like I would any other business owner.
But I have, I have lots of women. I have a like on my countertop people, a lot of women saleswomen, and those guys respond to them very well. The tougher they are, the better they respond to them. But it's tough. It's tough because that's an all Hispanic business,
right?
And they have to be tough. Those gals have to be tough and stand their ground. But those guys love them. They'll take care of them. But there is a big cultural they have to earn their way. Everybody has to. Yeah.
You do. Yeah. I posted on a couple of social media website or sites that I was appearing today on the show. And thank you, by the way, for the invitation.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
So I asked ladies in construction, tell me your biggest challenge. And I had a lady respond, has been in the industry for 20 years, working for a national builder in a management role. And her biggest challenge was, number one, being taken seriously. And number two, feeling like she had to continually prove herself. And again, it goes back to kind of an unconscious bias that people have against women in a male-dominated industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. People don't even realize they're doing it. Here's a great example. You'll love this one. So this week we had the Sunbelt Builder Show in Dallas. And I love going. I love seeing the different product and talking to people. I've got my name badge on, Lisa Dritschler, McClintock Homes. I'm there with one of my superintendents, a male, guy. I'm there with another guy who's my purchasing manager. And I invited my husband to come with us because he likes to go and see the booths and check things out. He's a firefighter. He's a captain in Plano. Doesn't have anything to do with the home building side. Not involved. Never has been. But he enjoys coming. So we've all got our name tags on. They all say McClintock Homes. His is Kevin Dritschler. So we're walking through there and we stop at a couple of booths. Every other booth we're stopping and talking. And they automatically talk to my husband. They look at him and go, so where do you guys build at?
Right.
And Kevin, at first he goes, hey, you need to talk to her. I don't have anything to do with this. Well, they keep talking to him. So about the third or fourth booth we go to, where do you build at, Kevin? Where's McClintock Homes at? He go, hey, I'm just the IT guy. You talk to
I'm just a secretary.
Yeah.
You should have written secretary on his deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So people don't even realize they're doing it. Of course, I'm walking through the aisles.
But I mean, it would be a natural assumption that the woman is the builder. It just wouldn't be.
It's not.
But you're right. It's a male. It's yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I have felt for years like every time I meet a homeowner, I'm having to prove myself to them as well. So to a client, to a business owner, you feel like you're having to kind of reinvent yourself to every homeowner you meet. That's part of that part of it is always going to be the case, regardless of your gender. But for a woman in construction, that's like a double whammy. You're having to hit both of them. I can't imagine a female contractor talking to a male client.
Oh, it's easy.
And well, maybe it is.
It is.
It is. I haven't thought about that.
Well, think about this. So first of all, we all know that typically the woman makes the buying decision.
Right.
I can relate
to
that.
So you're already past her.
You've already checked that off. You're good. because as a woman, you can explain.
She's already shopping.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, hey, just so you know, I added some additional cabinet space here, and there's a plug at the top of the stairs for your Christmas lights in the holidays, all those little things. Yeah,
I've got that. Well, I've got you worked out. Now we're going to go we're going to the money bags now.
Right. And typically the men are wanting to know more about the science of the house. Right. And I'm like, hey, we build such energy efficient homes. HERS ratings are super low.
You can talk turkey.
You can talk turkey. But I will tell you this, if you're in the middle of demonstrating a home or talking about a home and the man goes, what kind of tree is that in the front yard? You better talk about the tree. Because he's already tuned you out. And yeah, so you learn how to read people and typically the men more know what the technical part.
I've never really thought about that. That's interesting. That is incredible insight. I probably do that and don't even realize it. I probably would have a story about the tree. I'd probably talk about how I climbed a tree like that when I was a kid.
Sure.
I'm such a guy. We are what we are.
That's it.
Man, I'm telling you what. I'm here with Lisa Dritschler, and I'm so happy to be here with Lisa. And we're having a great time, a great discussion. We're talking about women in construction. In particular, we're talking about Lisa in construction. And we're just getting started. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Remodel Revolution Radio. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all, and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backups, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordor.com. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat. Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls? Doors that won't close? Give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Back with Lisa Dritschler with McClintock Homes with the Women in Construction series. And we've been having a great time here on a kind of a cloudy, rainy day here in North Texas. And how in the world did you get started in the path of construction 25 years ago?
Well, 25 is being polite. Thank you. It's been almost 30 years, actually.
Get out of here.
Yeah, almost 30 years. I was in college and I was broke and needed a job. So I applied to be a front desk receptionist for a land developer in Arkansas.
What?
Yeah. And was at the front desk for, I don't know, probably 6 months maybe. And then learn contract processing.
Is that one of those minimum wage jobs?
Oh, yeah. And back then, this is like mid to late 80s.
So it's like real minimum wage.
It's real minimum wage. Yeah. so
it's ramen noodle minimum wage.
Hey, ramen noodles was an upgrade. Let me tell you.
You could afford the hot water.
Yeah, I didn't have
cold water ramen noodle.
Yeah. Didn't have a silver spoon, had a plastic fork with a couple of prongs missing. So,
use plastic forks.
But it's all good. But that's how I got started, literally working for a partnership with a guy that partner was out of California and one was there locally in Arkansas. And I worked there at the front desk, and then I promoted to contract processing and learned about closings and contracts. And then I promoted to be the executive assistant to the president and one of the partners. And that's where I learned a whole lot about land development.
You learned about the the integral part of it. You
Yes.
learn about what makes the wheels turn.
The internal part of it.
Internal part.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then from there, I moved to Dallas and decided that I need to meet all the builders in the area. So I went to work at a bank doing interim construction lending. And so I met all the local builders. At the time, I met the president of the Home and Apartment Builders, the HAB at the time. Remember that? And he was a developer home builder. So I went to work in Dallas and have done everything since then in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, from entry-level houses to tear downs in Park Cities to luxury homes, and from anywhere from 30 units a year to 1,000 units a year.
Wow.
So I've loved it.
You've earned your stripes.
Well, I've been blessed to have worked every position there is in a home building company, from accounting to purchasing to being in the field and building, managing sales, marketing, and it really gives you the insight to understand that when you make one change here, it's kind of like the gears of a clock. Everything else is affected somehow. And to know how all of those interwork and how they connect is it's been really, really helpful.
But the real lesson in business for people like you and I that have been in business forever is not the easy part. It's the hard part. It's the part that's the longevity of it, the 30 years, my case about 40. It's the recessions. It's the parts where you have to start over.
Right.
When stuff hits the fan and you're rocking along, and then bam, boy, something happens and you go, oh gosh, I got to start again.
Yeah.
Tell me some of those stories.
Well, those, I guess in the 80s you had the downturn of the SNL's crash, and then we had the most recent recession in 2000.
Boy, that was a killer.
It was. And that's when you rely on, remember we talked earlier about treating everyone with respect and honing those relationships. And that's when those relationships are key. When you can go to your trade and say, hey, I can't pay right now because I haven't sold this house yet.
And you find out who your friends are.
That's exactly right. Yeah. But you work together, and those people that you have those long-term relationships with will help you through, and you'll help them through as well.
It's also when you find out who your friends aren't.
Yes, it is. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also when you find out who you don't want to be doing business with. And those are the good lessons. Those are the good lessons that you need to learn. They're hard lessons to learn, but they're good lessons to learn. Those are the ones that I learned as well. And so, as a woman in construction, you've been in the boardroom with the guys.
The good old boy club.
The good old boy club. The guy, the cigars and the scotch. You've had to listen to some pretty rank stuff in those boardrooms.
You can yes.
I've been in there.
Has happened, yes.
And I would imagine that there's a few times you had to put your fingers in your ears and just say a little prayer and just say, okay, guys, hey guys, I'm here. I'm here.
Well, yes and no, because you want to be thought of equally, right? As a woman, you want to be thought of as one of the guys.
So you just got to toughen up.
You got to have thick skin.
You just got to toughen up and go.
You don't want them to treat you differently. So why are you asking for it?
Well,
so
okay,
okay.
So good for you.
Yeah. Like I said before, you've got to have some really thick skin. You've got to want and really have a huge desire to do what you do. Otherwise,
you just tell a dirtier joke.
Well, dang, who told you that? Who's telling on me?
Yeah. Hey, man, I do my background checks. Yeah, a bigger cigar and a dirtier joke.
Got it. That's it.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more with Lisa Dritschler. She's going to tell me one of those jokes during the break. So if you're watching on Facebook Live and you see us laughing, you'll know why. You're listening to Remodel Revolution Radio. Don't go away. More in a minute. Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls, doors that won't close, give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordoor.com. Welcome back to Remodel Revolution Radio. I'm here with Lisa Dritschler with McClintock Homes. She is a woman in construction. She's like a pioneer in my part of the world. You started out as a receptionist.
I did.
And then you just like started kicking doors in, man. You are kicking them in. You're in the boardroom. You're having cigars and scotch, telling dirty jokes with the boys. Did you make some of them boys sweat a little bit, embarrass them a little bit, make them that, and then they started inviting you to all the parties?
Yeah, no. Didn't quite work that way.
It wasn't quite that fun.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that fun. No, but you just got to surround yourself with good mentors. You really do. You've got to. Yeah, I was really, really blessed to have some excellent mentors, people that were legends in this industry here locally in DFW, and really learn from a lot of wonderful, wonderful people.
But you have to be driven, and you have to be passionate and smart. You have to, and you're all of that.
Oh, well, thank you. You have to ask what you want. If there's something you want to go for, you've got to go for it, but you've got to ask for what you want. You really do.
Because you're also raising a family.
Yes,
at the same time. You're a mom.
I am.
How many little chickens you got running around?
I have 4 chickens running around. I have 4. I have a daughter and 3 boys. But you know what? Women, survey says, are the best multitaskers out there.
Sure they are. They have to be, because men certainly aren't.
There you go. There you go.
God forbid we depend on men to raise kids and cook meals. None of us would live past 25. How do you see what do you see coming behind you for women in this line of work? More women are getting college educations.
They are.
They're coming out of school smarter for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more women. I didn't check all this, but I'm thinking probably more women are coming out with construction backgrounds out of college, or not construction but an education in construction management, that type of thing. How do you see that affecting the future of the construction industry and women in the trades?
Well, I think that with technology today, that it's going to be more accepted for women to be project managers, for example, with that construction management degree. There's still the stigma there, and will be for some time. But I do think that, but I also believe this too. I believe that what you learn book smart in construction management sometimes applies and sometimes doesn't apply when you're actually in the field with boots on the ground. So ladies, if you're in construction with wearing your heels today, make sure you've got your boots in the back of your truck, because you're going to need them.
Well, I mean, it's still hammers and nails.
Yes, it is. And it's people.
That's what it is.
You can build buildings, but it's really about building people.
Very good.
And so you've got to be out there. You've got to be talking to who you're working with. You've got to inspect what you expect.
Inspect what you expect.
You've got to be out there and talking to them and have that relationship with them. Because when you get that red tag from the city inspection, that they come back in 24 hours, you better be on good terms with them to come back and fix the red tag items.
Or the next one has a little check mark next to the penalty.
Yes. Know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, because sometimes they'll let you skate on that first one, but the second one's going to cost you $200. But it seems like we have a shortage of trade.
We do.
And it's not all going to be filled with guys. We need women in the trades.
Absolutely.
I don't see in my world in remodeling, I don't see as many women in the trade. I don't see women at all in the trades for some reason. It surprises me. I don't see more women working on job sites.
Well, you see women owning a business or women working in the office.
I see that.
There's locally, we have a woman-owned roofing company, countertop companies, window companies, HVAC companies. Women in the field are your cleaning ladies, your interior cleans. You very seldom see a lady out there painting or doing trim work, for example, or framing a house. You just don't see that. There's a huge movement right now. Roy Spence was our speaker at Sunbelt Builder Show, and he spoke about the Promised Land Project. And it's about getting back to what America was based on, the American dream. And there's such a stigma right now that says you have to go to college to have a successful life. You have to pass a standardized test to be standard. Well, who wants to be standard?
And what is that?
Well, who defines that? It's totally subjective.
That's what I mean by that.
Totally subjective. So right now, it's more about, and I believe this for a very long time, it's about finding what your talent is, honing your skill, honing your talent, something you enjoy doing, because anything you enjoy doing, you're going to be successful at.
As a society, we have to get past this point where we're making people feel bad about being happy with who they are.
Right.
And I know that I grew up in I don't have a college degree, but I've built a pretty good business. And I've worked really hard, and I do things that I enjoy doing. But I've always had this little thing over my head. I don't have that college degree. But I haven't felt guilty about it. But there's no reason that anybody should feel bad about being successful and not having a piece of paper.
That's right. If you ladies, if you want to learn, if you like playing with fire and molten lava, go to a community college and become a welder and go kick butt. Be the best welder you're going to be out there. My father was an electrician. Ladies, if you like working with electrical work, if your family's grown up in that business and you enjoy it, get after it. Go hone your skill, get your license, do what you enjoy, and have fun.
Good money.
They make really good money.
Real good money.
They do.
They sure do. The bennies are great too. But I think that we haven't really had enough discussion, or at least I don't hear it, about women filling that gap in the trades. And I think we should have more of it. I think that women are going to have to fill the gap in a lot of things. I think that we seem to have this kind of mental block that it has to be the guys. Where are the guys? How come the guys? Well, where are the women? There's plenty of opportunity.
Well, with the demand in construction in our neck of the woods and the shortage in labor right now, man, it's a perfect time, perfect storm for women to get involved and to get involved in construction.
So you have, what do you tell, what is the advice? What is your best advice you would give your daughter?
Well, I guess it's not just one sentence. It's a couple of things. Have really thick skin. Be humble. Humble yourself. Never quit learning. And to treat everybody with respect, no matter, I don't care if it's the guy that's pushing the broom in the building, cleaning up at 10 o'clock at night. Know his name and treat him the way you'd want to be treated.
Treat him the way you want to be treated.
That's it.
Yeah. Be kind to a stranger. Always.
Well, the business is way too small.
Yeah.
You're going to know somebody that knows somebody, and it's going to come back if you're not, and you never burn a bridge in this business. Do
you think the housing industry stays strong for a while?
I do. Just was published, I think, yesterday by Steve Brown in the Dallas Morning News that DFW is leading the nation.
Is it really?
Yeah. So just booming.
Hang on.
And anytime there's a downturn, a lot of the economists say, "Oh, the downturn's coming; it's inevitable."
Right.
Well, sure, we know it's inevitable. That's the industry, right?
Right.
But typically, Dallas, Fort Worth, or Texas, San Antonio, Houston, typically in general, we're either very well insulated or we just decide to opt out of it. So I do see that something's on the horizon. It will have another downturn at some point.
Well, downturns aren't bad.
No, they're not.
Downturns are healthy.
They can be.
I don't, if you want to argue about politics with downturns, okay, fine, if you want to use it that way, but downturns in economies are necessary. I don't know why everybody's so afraid of them. It's like cleaning out. I've always said it's like cleaning out the closet.
Yeah.
Every now and then you just got to get some old junk out of there, and that's what downturns do for you.
They do.
They clean out the closet. The one thing I can tell you about a downturn that I've learned is that I can almost tell you precisely when the upturn's going to come. And I do believe in trickle-down economics, because I can tell you when I can tell you about 18 months. It's an 18-month cycle when I start seeing the guys at the top doing well. I know when I'm going to start doing well about 18 months later, because it starts coming right down to me, and vice versa. So you and I have been in business long enough that we can kind of see trends, and typically when things are going to start coming good and bad. But I hate having to live through a downturn, but I understand that a downturn's a necessary thing. And when I've seen the biggest problems we've had, in particularly the last, they're calling a recession, I call it depression, is that we had a false economy for too long. We didn't allow the natural downturn to happen. That's how I saw it. But I'm dumb. I'm no economist. I just lived through a few of them.
you have real life experience with it.
Oh,
though.
that.
Absolutely.
Oh, that.
Yes. Seeing it from the inside looking out, not the outside forecasting looking in.
Right.
Big difference.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't I don't have a real problem with downturns as long as they only last a few years.
Right. Living the dream.
Exactly. So, you're thinking that the housing industry, do you think that, let me ask you this. I have this question here. Do you think that men are intimidated by women in business?
At times, yes, because it's something they're not used to dealing with. It's different. They're not sure. I intimidate people sometimes. I know that I do. I get told that I do. But it's become, you have to be strong. You have to be not a pushover and not a witch. You have to find the balance in between.
So is it a certain type of man that's intimidated by a woman with beauty and brains?
I don't know. I really don't know. I know that it's just something out of the norm to have to deal with or negotiate with or work with a female in this industry. And so I think that anything is out of the norm makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel threatened. And not everybody's that way. You run across it every now and then, but not everybody's that way.
Well, what is your funniest moment?
Oh my goodness.
There's got to be something in there where you caught some guy off guard.
Oh, I could think of a story.
That you can tell on the air.
Oh, dang it. Okay. Let me pick another one. Okay. So I guess, in line with what we're talking about today about women in construction, I was working for a developer / home builder in Dallas-Fort Worth area who shall remain nameless. And been in the business a long time, well respected, tons of kids who wanted to be in the business as well. And his daughter had come fresh out of college, had stopped by her daddy's office, and had decided she wanted to be a home builder too. Great family, by the way. And so her dad looks at me and says, "Lisa, I got a lot of respect for you in this business. Why don't you give my daughter here, Susan, some advice? She wants to be a builder." I looked at little Susan, all dewy-eyed and fresh-faced, right out of college, and I said, "Susan," not really her name, I said, "you're going to have to work twice as hard as any man to get half the respect."
Good.
And her daddy went, "What?" he was not expecting the truth. He wasn't he was like, okay, I've had enough of that now. You can leave now. Yeah.
No more lessons. No more lessons.
Yeah, so that's and this line, this is that's a good one. There's another one. I was walking a house one day with a buyer who was being a really, really final walkthrough, super, super picky on sheetrock. I mean, there's a problem here, and every 2 feet she'd have a problem with the texture. It's painted, it's done, and you couldn't see it. I'm like, I'm not seeing what you're seeing. So finally, she about the 7th or 8th time, I said, "Right here," and I put my finger up. She was. She said, "Yeah," and I grabbed my hammer and I knocked a hole in the wall. I said, "You sure that's the right one?" And she went, "Yeah." Well,
might as well make it worth the trip, right?
Now I know where it is. I can find it now.
Now I know what. Now the sheetrocker knows where to work.
That's right. I said, "Let's go look at this room over here. You ready?" "No, I'm good."
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Lisa's going to tell us what her proudest moment is as a woman in construction. I'm sure she's got plenty of them, but I know there's something that stands out, something that where she climbed that mountain and broke that glass ceiling, and it just made it all worth the trip. We're talking women in construction. You're listening to Remodel Revolution Radio. We're going to take a quick break and check us out on www.remodelrevolutionradio.com. Listen for this podcast. It'll be coming out here next week. Also, keep in touch with me at Remodel Revolution Radio on Facebook, and check out my check me out at remodelrevolution.com on my not my podcast, but all of my other Twitter and all that good stuff. We'll be right back. So what does a garage door do besides enhance your home, protect your family, and secure your vehicles? Well, when you contact the pros at Windsor Door, you'll learn how a truly high-quality garage door company can make a difference. Insulated doors, carriage-style doors, steel and custom wood, Windsor Door has them all and much, much more. And nothing makes a garage door work better than a high-quality opener. That's why the folks at Windsor Door only use LiftMaster garage door openers. And it's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forget to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. So contact a Windsor Door dealer near you at windsordor.com. Alex Guthrie here for my friends at Total Air and Heat. Did you know a typical AC unit runs enough hours in a year equal to a car running 60,000 miles? Total Air and Heat recommends that you tune your system and have it safety checked every 6 months to ensure peak efficiency, proper operation, and increase the life of the system. Need a new air conditioning and heating system? No problem. Total Air and Heat can replace your equipment with the best equipment on the market today. Train. And you know it's hard to stop a train. So for the best heating and air conditioning contractors in North Dallas and Plano for the past 60 years, call my friends at Total Air and Heat, 972-881-0020. That's 972-881-0020. Or visit them online at totalair.com. Total Air and Heat. Some people think the only thing worse than calling the dentist is calling the foundation repairman. That's why I recommend Hargrave Foundation Repair. Cracks in the walls? Doors that won't close? Give the folks at Hargrave Foundation a call. Now, sometimes it's not the foundation at all. That's why you need an honest, proven company. You see, understanding the soils and weather is a must for a lifetime repair. Family owned and operated since 1968, Hargrave has seen it all. Hargrave Foundation Repair is fully licensed and insured, and their staff stays up to date on all the latest techniques and advances. So call one of the last independently owned foundation companies in North Texas and the exclusive installer of the Chance helical pier system. Call Hargrave Foundation Repair at 972-442-3415. That's 972-442-3415. Hargrave Foundation Repair, 972-442-3415. Welcome back to Remodel Revolution Radio. I'm here with Lisa Dritschler, and we are Dritschler.
Thank
Dritschler.
you. It's a tough one. It's
Take
like
that T out. It'll make life easier for everybody.
I need to buy another vowel, please.
you got almost every one of them in there. Are you kidding? We've been having such a fun time. And I asked you a really tough question because you've got so many great moments in your career. You're having a hard time finding the best one, but I know you've crossed lots of bridges and climbed lots of mountains and busted lots of glass ceilings. I know you have because you've done so many wonderful things. You're an amazing lady.
Thank you.
You are, in business and in life. So tell us one or two really awesome moments you've had.
Oh, geez. Like I said, it's a really tough question for me. You think, when your kids are proud of you, that's a proud moment.
Of course, yeah.
When you hand over the keys of the first house you close, that's awesome. You built it. You designed the floor plan. You did the colors.
Yeah.
When you build a house, it's for somebody in particular, but you don't know who. And when you meet who it's for, it's really cool. So maybe that first house that I did on my own in Frisco was probably a really, really proud moment for me. And I'd already been in the business for 20 years. And, so that was pretty cool. But, I've won all the McSams and the TAB Star Awards and national awards and got those accolades. And those are great. And people worked really hard with me on those projects. And those were great moments to be at nationals.
Mm-hmm.
was really, really huge. I don't know. Well, okay. I told you a short story. One of my competitor builders had come to me, owner of a company, and said, "Hey, I really like what you're doing across the street. I really want you've got this something with your salespeople. There's something magic about it." And he goes, "What is it?" And I said, "Well, I can't tell you." And he goes, "Well, I want you to come to work for me." And I went, "You can't afford me." And that was a great moment. That was awesome. That was awesome.
That was the cherry on top.
Yeah, just to be able to say no,
me, buddy.
No. So that was a great moment too. But I take a lot of pride in my team, the people that I work with, and when someone leaves working with me because they're promoting to another company that can offer them something I can't, or they're bettering their own life, that's probably the hugest reward out of it all. Is serving other. We're in a service industry. And you have to remember that. You have to be servant-hearted, and you have to be in a service industry. And as long as you're providing service to others, whether it's your coworkers or your staff or the people you're building for or the people you're doing business with. So when you see other people around you that you work with be successful, that's really a huge moment.
Yeah, I think one of the things that used to irritate me until I looked at it in a different light was when my competitors kept stealing my superintendents. And at first I thought, I'm just a training ground for everybody. Then I thought, well, maybe I'm good at what I do. Maybe I'm training them good.
You have a fan club.
Yeah,
that's your fan club, man.
Right. But then I think that they were all smiling. Go train us another guy, Alex.
We'll be back in 6 months.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a compliment.
Well, this is not an easy business. This can be a really hard business, regardless of your gender.
Right.
It takes. It can be very hard on you, on your family. It can be very hard on you as an individual. It takes like you say, a very thick skin. It takes perseverance at times. And it takes sometimes getting up in the morning and you have to strap your boots on and kind of put your blinders on, and you have to just take a deep breath and say, boy, I'm just going to have to just make myself get out there and get after it again. And you might be having to go face a client that you don't want to face, or face a vendor you don't want to face, or a building inspector, or just a day you don't want to face. But then there's going to be that next day. And that next day may be just awesome, but there's always something that gets you back out there doing it again, something you love about doing it.
There is. I think it's taking nothing and creating something of value to somebody else, because you start with nothing but the dirt.
Well, we're all creative in this business, aren't we?
Yes.
We all love doing it. Well, I really appreciate you coming today.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
So much fun.
A lot of fun.
It's been great. It's been so much fun. And next week, we're going to have Pierrette Tierney from, she's from Park City, Utah. And I'm so pleased to have her as well. She is a builder up there, and she's another amazing lady in the Women in Construction series. And I'm proud to have her as well. And I will be back next Saturday at 9 a.m. And you can catch me at www.remodelrevolutionradio.com or on my Twitter, and that's at RemodelRev. You can get my podcast on Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn. I think you can get them all there. I've never looked. That's where you're supposed to be able to get them. You can get me on Facebook Live during the week, Remodel Revolution Radio. Check out my blog. And also, if you want to leave a question, you can call the red line at the world headquarters at 469-629-9202. Leave your question. We'll read it on the air. I'll even call you personally and discuss it, unless you're mean to me. Leave me a call and tell me how much you like me at alex@remodelrevolution.com. Until next week,